The honking vehicles, the milling crowds of commuters, hawkers and loiterers. This is Ghana's capital, Accra, vibrant in the day as many throng the city to eke out a living. But when it's all done and the sun goes down and the daytime visitors are all departed, those who call the city center home don't really have a home.
Life on
the streets is very terrifying. Recently, 2 of my colleagues sustained severe injuries when a car nearly ran us over.
I work as a driver's mate with meager wage that can't secure my accommodation.
The case of Accra's ever-present homeless population is an open secret that is often ignored. That is, until news reports such as these remind us of the plight of Accra's street families. They wait for the end of the business day so they can have doorways and verandas of the various shops as their living quarters. In most cases, complete strangers are compelled to pass the night huddled next to each other, in some cases holding on to whatever scanty belongings they may possess. A more comfortable spot will mean an exclusive bed area with loose partitioning to keep some of the cold out. These street families number into the thousands, desperate men, women and children whose lives have been reduced to nothing but squalor. 20-year-old Agnes Safua has been living on the street for close to 10 years. She says over the years, she has been compelled by her predicament to sell her body in order to survive.
We are homeless. We have nowhere to go. We survive by stealing and prostituting, which sometimes puts us in the grips of the police. We often get some money by sleeping with men, but it is hardship that drives us into the act. The business is risky because some of the men use us for money rituals, and there are times we are not even paid for our services.
21-year-old Abigail Asamoah shares a similar story, except in her case, she ended up on the street with her child after her boyfriend refused to accept responsibility for her pregnancy.
Sometimes, even defaulting debtors who are chased by their creditors join us on the street. The number of people who live on the street here is really huge. Majority of them survive by stealing. Sometimes they are arrested or even lynched by angry mobs. As for the women, there are some who have engaged in prostitution for so many years, yet they can't afford a room. So they make do with the pavements in the night. During the day, if you see them, it won't even strike you they sleep on the street.
She is hopeful someday in the near future, her situation will change for the better. Life here is miserable, and in their bid to cope with the daily terror on the street, as well as to suppress hunger pangs and deal with traumatic memories, many succumb to substance abuse, a temporary escape from the hardship that life has served them. As we drove through the city, there were more of Accra's street families huddled on concrete slabs and cold pavements, the segments of the population most vulnerable should there be a tragedy, such as the June 3 flood and fire disasters, which claimed almost 200 lives. At the break of dawn, when the hustle and bustle resumes, they mingle once again with the daytime visitors, many of whom are oblivious to the fact that not everyone passed the night in a warm bed in a decent home. Homeless, homeless, the moonlight sleeping on a midnight lake. I am completely struck by the irony of it all. Those who have longed for the night on their comfortable beds It is the homeless who dreamt the night, ushered in the day, hoping that it brings a better tomorrow. Ridwan Karim Dini Osman, Joy News, Accra.